Hello friends, welcome to my video. In this video I will be discussing questions which were asked in my Juniper network React.js senior developer interview. So as you know, Juniper network is a product based organization which develops and markets networking products like routers, security products, switches, etc. Juniper network is one of the major competitor of Cisco. It has branches across different countries and is a very good pay master. So in this video I will be discussing the questions which were asked to me in round 1 of Juniper network senior React.js developer. So let's start with the questions. The first question which was asked was, how do you clone objects in JavaScript? What are the different ways of cloning? As you know, there are different techniques through which objects can be cloned, like 2-3 different approaches are there for cloning an object. So what are the different approach, and is there any major advantage of using one approach over the other? So this was the question related to cloning. The next question which was asked was, write polyfills for map. This is one of the most common interview questions and is straightforward, where we have to write our own polyfills for array.map method. The third question was, please tell us about the new features which were introduced in ES6. Like the interviewer was expecting 5-6 different features which were introduced in ES6, and what are the advantage of using those features, like array, spread operator, rest operator, late, const, which I told to the as an answer. After this, when I said like late and const were new features introduced in ES6, then interviewer asked me, is there any benefit of using let and const, like with respect to garbage collection over variable? Like when we used to declare variables using var keyword, and now as part of ES6 we can declare variables using let and const. Is there any specific advantage of using let and const with respect to garbage collection? The next question was, describe event loop. How the asynchronous operation works in JavaScript. JavaScript, as you know, is a single threaded application. So how this event loop helps in JavaScript, what is the basic uh, principle of event loop, how it works? This was the question. The next question was, what do you mean by semantic HTML? So the interviewer asked to give some example of semantic HTML code. The next question was, what are the benefits of using semantic HTML? So suppose if someone has written HTML which is not proper semantic, so what is the benefit if someone writes semantic HTML over non-semantic HTML? Give some example of semantic HTML, some example of non-semantic HTML. What are the semantic tags introduced in HTML5? This was the question. Next question was, what is the difference between map and filter? Write an example. So the interviewer asked me to write separate two example, one using map and one using filter, and what was the difference. He asked me to so use the help of example. Next was, What is deep cloning? As you know, there are two different ways using which objects can be cloned in JavaScript. One is deep cloning and other is shallow cloning. So shallow cloning is normally can be achieved using the different approaches, but for deep cloning we have to write custom own methods, or either we have to use some libraries which are available as open source for deep cloning. So the interviewer asked me to write my own method for cloning, deep cloning of objects with nested properties, and the properties itself contains different methods. Next question was, what is remark and repaint in HTML? This I was not very sure, uh, so I was not able to answer this question. Remark and repaint. The next question is, write a function for checking if brackets are balanced or not. So he also gave an example, like here you can see. So in this, here the brackets are not balanced, so this function should return false if brackets are not balanced, and it should return true if the brackets are balanced. So these were the questions which were asked. Let me repeat the questions quickly so that you do not miss any question here. So first, most of the questions were asked from concepts of object and array methods. So first was, how do you clone object? What are different ways of cloning? Second was, write polyfill for array.map. Third was the theoretical question about the new features introduced in ES6. Fourth, what was the benefit of using let and const over where keyword for declaring our variables? Is there any benefit in terms of garbage collection? Describe event loop. What do you mean by semantic HTML? This was also a theoretical question. Give example of semantic HTML. What are the semantic tags introduced as part of HTML5? Difference between map and filter. Another question from array concepts. Deep cloning. Write method for deep cloning of object. Difference between deep cloning and shallow cloning. What is remark and repaint in HTML? And the last was, write a function which should return true if the brackets are balanced and return false if the brackets are not balanced. So these questions were asked in my round 1. In my next video I will be discussing questions which were asked in round 2 of Juniper network. Till then, goodbye, take care, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.